you guys take from the previous closeout opportunities you've had as a group and apply to tonight's game?
Well, just how difficult it is, and just how important each and every play is, and being prepared for that. Just knowing, how things can swing with momentum, and just executing at a high level and sustaining that, and how difficult that is. So, obviously, the hardest one to get, especially the opponent that we're up against and the challenge that presents. So we know we have to continue to get better and go out there and play well, and like I said, execute at a high level.
Emotionally, what's it like waking up on the morning and know you on a day you could advance?
Honestly, just try as best you can to try to approach it like every other game. Obviously, you're aware of the circumstances and where they're at, but I think you just feel good about working for this opportunity and being excited about getting out there and competing and getting the job done. And like I said, just continue to prepare like you always have, understand the challenge, and, obviously the quality opponent that we're playing. So, and just what we have to do to be at our best. So, you just try to be in the moment of getting up, having a good morning, kickstarting your routine, doing what you need to do to prepare, and, everything that goes into that and being ready for game time.
There's a lot of excitement in the city right now, John. Just what's your sense of Toronto right now and what you might expect tonight?
I think you're obviously aware. I think, the special fan base we have and the following, the history and tradition with the team, and why everyone is so excited about this time of year. So I think, at least for myself, I think you try to get away a little bit, try not to put, too much focus into it or whatnot, but you're not stupid either. People are excited and are, trying to push the group on, and we're thrilled about that. So we want to benefit from that and use that in the right way. And like I said, just be excited for the opportunity, but at the same time, stay focused on the task at hand, and for us, having a good morning here and keep up with your preparations and doing what we need to do to be ready for game time.
I'm sure the extra day was good for rest and recovery, but part of you want to get right at it and not have that extra day?
It is what it is. So worrying about what the circumstances are in terms of the schedule and things, that's just the way it goes. And of course, the year, sometimes you got 4 games in a week, and that finishes with a back-to-back on the road, and those aren't always, you'd love a day then. So, but that's not the circumstances. So you just kind of take it how it is. It's obviously the same for both teams, and we've gotten to come home and rest up, have a good day yesterday to get focused, to get some work in and get prepared, and a couple nights of sleeping in your own bed and eating well, and like I said, get ready to go for game time tonight.
Why do you think traffic and bodies in front of Vasilevsky's worked so well in the series tonight?
Well, I don't know many goalies that love not seeing the puck, so I think that's always a focal point for any team. Trying to make it difficult for the opponent's goaltender. Front of the net is obviously an area that every team wants to protect and values greatly. So it's a challenge to get there and to make it difficult, and something we have to continue to do, and something we have to defend well and protect ourselves. So I think it's just always an area on the ice that's always been valued in the game and will continue to be. And certainly, I think any goalie, it just makes it more and more difficult. To not let them see pucks, get set, be comfortable, especially quality goalie that we're playing against, and the challenge he presents. So important for us to continue to find ways to make it difficult for him.
I don't know how much Islanders and Panthers you saw the last couple of nights, but a good reminder there of the desperation level to expect from your opponent today.
Well, I think whether it's I think it just shows that the margin for error is very small, how tight the league is, how competitive the league is. So yeah, I no doubt we know that the job's not done. We have to go out there and earn that 4th win, and how difficult each and every win is, and the last one's the toughest. So no doubt we're expecting it to be difficult, but we're excited about the challenge.
It's Matthew Nice's landlord. You've probably seen him the most behind the scenes than anyone. What growth have you seen from him? Not so much on the ice, but off the ice. He's gotten more comfortable. It's been a wild 3 weeks for him.
Yeah, I don't think he seems overwhelmed. I think he's just enjoying it. Sometimes in a situation like this, and when I think back to when I was 20 years old, being a bit naive is kind of good. You don't maybe understand the full circumstances or certain things you haven't experienced yet. So it's, there's not maybe a lot of analyzing, overthinking. You're just kind of going out there and just enjoying this, playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and it's your first, your first taste of NHL hockey, and obviously a lot of belief and trust in his own game. And I think as he's impacted the series and just coming into the end of the regular season, and he's had some positive results and things, he's fit in well. That confidence continues to grow, and just self-belief of feeling you can be yourself and play your game, and that you belong in the league goes a long way. So I think he just hasn't been overwhelmed by the situation or the scenario.
John, what part of his game have you been most impressed with?
Well, I obviously the pace and physicality picks up at this time of year, and that's a lot to handle for a young player, even just through the course of an 82-game season, and just how he's kind of fit right in, and he's used his strength and his speed as an asset, which is obviously, everyone brings at this time of year, playoff hockey, and how he's withstood that, and I think has been an advantage for him on puck battles or in and around the net, coming up to the neutral zone when he's had to carry play or make a play with space or, with gaining speed and whatnot. I think that's shown really well.
Noel, what's it going to take to close out the Lightning tonight?
It's going to take a team effort. It's not going to be easy. We know that. They're just not going to go away. But, we just got to have a full 60-minute game.
As someone who's been in games and closed out series, what can you do to help a group that has had trouble doing that task?
Just kind of, take it shift at a time. You don't want to overthink too many things. Like you said, it's tough to close out a series, and we need to worry about our game and what we can do and how we can be better than we were last game.
All teams want to get traffic in front of goalies. Why are you guys so good at it in the first 4 games, able to get that penetration?
I think we just want to make sure we want to get in front of the net. This time of year, goals are scored in front of the net, and we just want to make sure we have guys there. If there's a rebound or, a tip, screen, anything, it's playoff hockey. You're not going to always have the pretty goals, so a lot of the goals are going to be scored in front of the net.
I know you're relatively new here, but what have you picked up about the fan base, the excitement in the city around this time, and how's it compared to other cities you've played for?
Oh, it's great. It's fine. It's nice to be on this side, not getting booed from playing against these guys. But no, the city's been great. The fans are second to none. It's the excitement around the city is unbelievable, and it's going to be rocking in here tonight.
Do you lean into that, or do you try to block it out and not be affected by?
No, the fans help us get excited, and they give us energy, and especially with a big play, and we want to feed off of that. And like I said, we have our game plan, and we want to get better every game, and we just want to continue where we left off last game.
I'm sure the extra day was good for rest and recovery, but given the momentum that you guys have built, would you have rather gotten right at it?
Like I said, rest is key at this time of year. Having that extra day is great. Kind of getting the body feel good, watch a little film, kind of get better at things that we weren't so good at in the last game, and we're focused on tonight now.
What's your sense of the group, Noel? Coming off 2 emotional little comeback overtime wins, what are you feeling from the group heading into tonight?
Everyone's excited. It's like I said, it's not going to be easy. The fourth win is always the toughest, and again, like I said, these guys aren't going to go away. They're a very good team. They've won back-to-back Stanley Cups for a reason, and it's going to be a tough one. So I think we've got our work hats on, and we're ready to go to work.
How are the cookies in Tampa?
Not as good as Toronto.
Mark, what's it going to take to close these guys out tonight?
Well, it's been obviously a tough series. They played really well. I think we know that we can get better in a lot of areas, so we're focusing on that. But we know we got to come out with a lot of emotion, a lot of energy. There's going to be good energy in the building, but we got to make sure we're controlling that and managing it in the right way.
What do you think's worked so well for you guys offensively to put as many pucks by last left as you have?
I think, there's been different things. I think, but just the thing that stands out is like key moments. We're getting big goals in the last couple of games. So I don't know if you can pinpoint one thing. I just think we know when we're playing with pace, we're playing with, we're getting pucks to the net, we're getting guys around the net. We're a dangerous team offensively, but so are they. So we gotta, they've been really good. I think through the first four games here, they've had a good forecheck. We gotta find ways to break out the puck cleaner and get through the neutral zone.
From Morgan Riley right now, Mark?
Mo's he's obviously playing great, playing with a ton of confidence out there, and he's our guy who plays in all situations back there. So it's been nice to see him get rewarded. I think his game's been good, but maybe not getting as rewarded as he should have earlier in the year. But the last couple games, those are two huge goals, obviously. And other than that, I think, aside from the offense and getting recognized on that end, he's been great all around the ice.
What's your sense of the city right now? You're a Toronto guy. It feels like there's a lot of excitement with the way those last two games went. What are you feeling around the team?
Yeah, I think obviously, going back to when I was a kid, it's a city that really stands behind their team, their hockey team, and is really follows it day to day. Probably the most followed team in the league by their fan base and passionate and all that sort of thing. But I think there's a lot of excitement. But again, as players, we're getting back yesterday, getting a good practice in, and trying to focus and not let anything outside get to us. Just play our game.
How do you take advantage of 2 days off where you want to obviously balance rest, but also you don't want to lose that momentum that you have?
Well, I think it was good just because 2 overtime games, and then we got after the second overtime game, you get an opportunity to stay and travel. Pretty much use that day as a rest day, and then yesterday, you like to get the body going again, get the mind sharp and ready to go. So I think it was big. I think sometimes you don't like too much rest, but when back-to-back games go to overtime, I'm sure both teams like the 2 days off.
You mentioned the big moments and you guys coming through. It's the guys who have been here a long time that have been getting a lot of the big goals. Just what's your sense of the core, the guys who are facing the most pressure, and how they're responding right now?
Yeah, I think our guys are, just like you said, our best players. When the moment's there, they're stepping up and scoring big goals. So that's obviously great to see. But I think we just know as a team, like we've done a lot of good things in those big moments and had big goals in the last couple of games. But overall, we know we can get better and we can play better. So that's exciting for us. We have to work on a few things in a few different areas, and hopefully that'll, get us to where we want to be.
It's good to how Matt Nyes has just come in so seamlessly. You've been in the league a long time. He's been in the league for 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's impressive. He's, I think his strength. He's a big, strong kid, so I think that helps him a lot. But he works extremely hard out there and is willing to make little plays in tight spots. So. It's been nice to see, but I think the main thing for me watching him is he doesn't get pushed around out there. He's a pretty big, strong kid.
When it comes to shot blocks, you put the team aside this time of year?
Oh, yeah, I think right across the league, I think guys are, you see guys sacrificing and you see, the physicality go up as well, so for sure.
Ryan, what's it going to take to close these guys out tonight?
It's going to take our best. Yeah, it's it's not an easy task by any means. Obviously, we put ourselves in a good spot here, but I think this is a game where we want to dictate a bit more. These last few, I don't think we found ways to win, which has been great, but for sure we want to dictate and go at it a bit more and control the game more.
Ryan, every team wants to give the other goalie something to think about the offensive zone and that sort of thing. Why is the traffic in the bodies work so well in the series for you guys?
Well, I think anytime a goalie can't see the shot, see the release, it makes it tough on them. There's not a goalie in the league I think that likes traffic, and I think it's a commitment. It's tough to get to the net, especially with these D, the size of them. But make that commitment. You disrupt the tendy in any way you can. It makes it challenging, and so it's been effective for us and something we got to keep up.
But is that commitment part of it you're talking about to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously playoffs. It's a little heavier in sense with the cross checks and stuff. It's harder, but it's a sacrifice you have to make, and because all these goalies, especially Vasilevsky, if he's got a clear-sighted shot, he's going to save it most of the time. So it's just vital. Yeah, you have to be in front of him. You have to, get to the net and compete for it. And it's such a, just a staple of playoffs. I think just the front of the nets are just so important.
He said he needed X-ray glasses to deal with your screens. That would be the adjustment he could make when you hear a quote like that. Do you feel good? Like maybe you're getting to him a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's effective. Again, kind of going back to what I said. Any goalie. Yeah, they can't see it. It gives them issues, and that's something definitely we have to maintain.
What makes Austin unique compared to some other superstars you may have played with?
Oh gosh, there's a lot. It's obviously the first time coming here, get to see him firsthand, just even in practice, just all the little things. Does just warming up. You see just the puck control that he has. And countless times throughout games, you think, he's, defenders got him, or it's a stick on puck, and next he's this, elite little play right through someone that, just is just so above and beyond. And so for me, it's something like that kind of just like the puck control at all times when he's on the ice is just something so above and beyond.
Can you sense, as a Southern Ontario kid, and I know we've only been back for a day or two, but you talk to your parents and stuff, the buzz and the excitement in the city and in Southern Ontario for the point that you guys are at right now?
Yeah. Obviously, talking to my parents a little bit, you can tell, from where I am, there's a lot of excitement here. It's, there's a lot of buzz around, and something that we have to feed off of. We have to use that energy and such, and we have a lot of work left, and for us, it's, we got to take it day by day, and just like tonight, it's the only game that matters. We got to take it one shift at a time and go from there. But, it is the mecca of hockey, and you definitely feel that energy.
Do you remember where you were and what you were feeling when the Leafs did win the series back in 2004?
Oh my gosh! Unfortunately, I can't recall. I don't know what I was doing or where I was at. Unfortunately.
You've been part of a championship team. That's a championship team down the hall with a lot of guys that have raised the cup twice, and the final game last year. What are they saying down 3-1 in this series? What's the feeling in that game?
Well, they're not going to give up. Like you kind of said, they won. They were the best team in hockey the last 3 years. They know how to win. They know their identity. They're going to throw everything they possibly have at us, and this is going to be our toughest challenge yet of the series to close these guys out. And as much as you want to think about them, it's we have to focus on ourselves and preparing the right way and getting our minds right, because this is by no means is this series over yet. We got a lot of work.
There's been so much pressure on the guys who have been here for a while, but it feels like they've been coming up in some big moments here. Like, what's your sense of the core of this group, how they're dealing with everything?
I've been very impressed. I think this obviously been a very emotional series. The first game gone, the response, and then up and down, finding ways to win. I thought the core though has done a phenomenal job, just for being in the room, things that they're saying, just being even keel and taking everything in stride. It's been very impressive.
Sheldon, what can your guys who have been here for a while take from the previous closeout game opportunities and apply to the challenge tonight?
Well, I really just think the biggest thing for us is to just focus on going out and playing a good hockey game. We're a good hockey team. We've won lots of games. We found ways to win games in this series. I think anytime we get outside of focusing on that is where all these other things start to creep in that don't help us here today. We have to be prepared to play our best game of the series. That's really it.
Is it easier said than done to keep that noise away from your group and just keep that focus?
Of course it is, yeah. It is a challenge, something that you talk about, but you recognize that it's a natural thing. Certainly when they leave here, especially, but when they are here and I'm addressing them or they're talking amongst themselves, we have to keep things really tight and really focused on what we need to do, and that's really all that we can do in terms of controlling it ourselves. There's always outside things, whether it's you're out in the community or whether it's your own family or friends or whatever it might be, but our job as an organization is to keep things really tight and focus on the things that truly matter, which is our own preparation.
On a morning like this, do you notice a difference in approach or mood from guys like Ryan and Luke who've done it versus some of the guys who maybe haven't broken through yet?
No, I don't. I think that's a good thing, because what the reality is, what makes the experience of those types of guys that you mentioned is that they don't change. They're the same. no matter what's going on, because they just trust the process and trust what they're doing, and that's it. I think the moment you start changing things and all of that, that's when you get caught up in things that don't matter, things that alter your ability to prepare, and just trust that you've done the right thing. So I think that's the beauty in having experience on your team, is that you just prepare as you would any other game. You know what's at stake and all those kind of things, but the puck drops and it's hockey, and you have to be prepared to play that.
What do you learn about John Cooper coach teams from watching him, from coaching against him, from talking Olympic with him last year, this series? Like what have you learned about his groups and how they respond to challenges like this?
Well, I mean, I don't think we need to talk much about them. It's pretty apparent who they are, right? I mean, nobody's won more this time of the year than them in recent years here. So we talk about the experience of some of the guys that we have and all of that. We're trying to beat a team full of guys that have the ultimate experience and have done it more than once. So, yeah, we recognize the challenge that we have here, and it's again why we need to play our best game of the series, and we need to keep the focus where it matters most, which is our preparation.
What should be better on the ice to get you to that best game?
Well, I think we need to be we need to be consistent throughout our game in terms of being connected from our own zone to the neutral zone, to the offensive zone. Tampa does a terrific job of disrupting that, and it's on us to sort of connect those areas of our game. I don't think we're far off from that really coming together. I thought second and third periods the other night, and a little bit of overtime that we played, there's a lot of good things inside that. Obviously, the last game we played at home here, we did a lot of good things. So we've got enough there now of what we know we need to be able to do. We just have to go out and execute it against a challenging opponent that's largely trying to do the same things.
At this time of year, what's the effect on the bench of somebody taking a hit to make a play, a shot block, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff goes without saying. I mean, you don't even get to a chance to be competing in the series if you don't bring those types of things. But I think our team's been really good in those areas, really, for the last couple of months in particular. We've really ramped up in those areas, as our team really came together after the trade deadline and all of that, and certainly down the final stretch, our guys were really good in those areas in terms of competing and finishing checks and blocking shots and doing little things that matter, being strong on contentious pucks, all the stuff that's really important this time of the year. And certainly the deeper you get into the playoffs and into a series, all that stuff matters that much more.
So why do you think things some guys have brought up is that the difference between when you guys are connected to the degree that you want and not is just kind of trusting each other, like trusting that the guy's going to be there, trusting yourself to make the play, and when it works, it really, really works. Is that something that you've seen in terms of the difference between the best and kind of less best version of this team?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, and the opponent has a say in how all that comes together, right? You put together a practice plan and things come out pretty good and look excellent, and then the opponent gets in there and they're in the way, and they have their say in how things go, and energy levels and things like that get manipulated based on how the game is going, and at times when it hasn't gone well, we've often been playing on offense tired, and when things have gone well for Tampa, they're on offense fresh, so that's a big part of it, and we've got to be able to manage that. But like I said, we have had a lot of time, where we've done the opposite. I think, like I said, the other night, we end up losing the period on the scoreboard in the second period, and they extended their lead on us. But to me, from a process point of view, our second period was really good, and there was a lot of good things happening there that we wanted to be able to continue into the third. So I think, between those last couple of periods and the overtime, a good sample of what we're capable of. We would like to be able to do that, while playing with the lead and getting ahead and all of that. So that's the challenge for us tonight.
What do you think's been the key in getting the traffic and bodies in front of us? Why has that worked well at times in this series, do you think, Sheldon?
I mean, obviously it's a theme at this time of the year in particular. You need to be able to get people in there. Tampa's made it really challenging for us to get to the net. They haven't given us very much. They're, both really on both sides of the game. Both teams haven't given up much on the rush. It's been a lot of those types of plays and goals and stuff around the net. Our guys have done a nice job of getting to those spots. Obviously, we want that to continue. We're going to need it to continue. It's not an easy thing to do, but our guys have been very committed to it.